Alright guys, here we go for the last game of the night. Once again, I am Kenos, joined by Alon Z. And what are you looking forward to specifically for this last game, Alon Z?
Um, I think this last game, I'm really interested to see how White Wolf Gaming adapts their pick and bans to Northern Storm's playstyle. Um, as with when it comes to things, it seemed that Northern Storm is very hard engaged. I mean, top lane, shaking out sturdy. He's just going to keep going for their objectives. So it just seemed like it was way too much for White Wolf to either send someone top lane to stop that push while the rest of Northern Storm just keeps shoving down mid. So it'll be interesting to see how they stop
I
that.
must not fall.
We'll have to see as we move into the bans here. Leona, once again, popular ban and pick choice.
Your commands tire me!
And yeah, like you said, it'll be interesting to see how the adaptation comes because, I mean, there wasn't really... Everyone did a really good job in that last game in terms of just having presence awareness. I mean, obviously, Evelyn was a standout. Kled led the split push, but no one that I think was really so dominant everyone went, oh my god, we need to prevent that character from being in this next game. So it'll be interesting to see who they decide is worthy of banning. Well, there's one of them. Get that misfortune out of there. We don't need that anymore. And we'll have to see where it goes from there. Last ban coming out here. Yep, and there's the Evelyn. Alright, so there is some decision making there. Obviously Evelyn was a big impact, and Misfortune's ult was as well. And last ban coming out here. What kind of picks do you think we're going to see in this first set here? Do you think we're going to see the Zoe again, since Zoe is open?
Yeah, I think they're going to pick once again for mid lane. They seem to revolve their entire con around what Kokoro plays, but who knows? Maybe we'll get something in support. Oh, the Zoe again.
Well, as we saw before, that sleep is just amazingly powerful.
Yeah.
Ooh, Anivia. We're getting the Ice Bird, guys. Ice Bird is ready to deal with Zoe shenanigans.
Articuno coming in hot.
It'll be interesting to see how Anivia does against Zoe in the mid lane, since Zoe is a very mobile dodging champion. Anivia's walls and Ice Ball may not be the strongest in that situation, but of course Anivia is a very strong powerhouse, so even if she doesn't lock things down in the mid lane, she may still be able to secure things elsewhere.
Yeah, she definitely can clear waves, which is something that, to counter off Northern Storm's huge push that they had in that game. This might be the right answer for that.
Yeah, and of course the Amumu, still a strong contender for Fat Lee there. And Cho still being strong. I'm interested that the Kled wasn't banned out. And Jin making his presence felt for the last game of the night. Always good to see him. Alright. So second set of bans coming out now. Assuming Cho'Gath's playing top, look for targets on jungle and support coming out of Northern Storm.
Yep, there's the Eve ban. But they banned their own.
They're probably just concerned about it getting picked out first. We'll have to see. Alright, Kane taken out.
Fear controls them.
And we'll see if there's any sort of Kled ban or not coming out of here. It doesn't look like there will be. I guess they're confident enough. Yeah, and they did play Cho jungle before, of course.
Alright, I'm going.
So it could be Cho jungle and someone else top lane, someone better suited to fight against Kled. But just preventing Shagan from getting that rumble.
Ball is a poor alternative.
Ooh.
And the Blitzcrank ban. Alright.
Well, let's see, they're going to ban another support. That seems to be primary Baron at this point in the game. So,
It is worth noting that Sona is still available.
oh yeah,
And she's got that good AoE stun. Tarek obviously also available. Alistair was banned a couple of times and he's available. Could add for a little bit more of a tankier front line to add to the Amumu. Yeah, it looks like they're getting that Kled back. I mean, Kled did so well against Cho'Gath in the first game, they'd be nuts to not take him again. So nice to see Kled getting a lot more presence in this game. In the tournament as we go on here. And the Alistar. Alright, so big front line, big AoE priorities here, lots of knockups. We'll be interested to see how well Alistar and Amumu manage to combo their abilities together. But one thing you can definitely say about Northern Storm's team is that if you're a character that's get caught out, you are never going anywhere. You're getting put to sleep, knocked in the air, tied up with bandages.
yeah. This is probably the best comp I've seen all night, hands down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how White Wolf deals with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tarek has a lot of really strong potential with his invincible button.
Yeah, and I mean, Anivia can just throw up a wall maybe to keep them out with the Kled ult incoming and whatnot, and then show knocking them up.
Mhm.
So
That'd be really funny to watch a Kled just run smack first into an Nivea wall. I look forward to seeing at least one of those.
definitely. And Rek'Sai with her ult, she's able to disappear for a split second before reappearing, so she can dodge some of the damage. So, but definitely even right out of the picks and bans, it seems that Northern Storm was like, we're just going to shove our attack down your throat. And then White Wolf was just like, they had to react to it.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a team to beat here coming out of Northern Storm. Obviously, no team is unbeatable, and hopefully picking this Cho and letting the Kled through again, they have some sort of plan for how to deal with the Kled this time. Whether they're going to rotate more, whether they're going to just support the Cho more with ganks, something to keep the Kled from not only winning lane, but also just being an unstoppable pushing force. Also, that being said, they got to really look out for this Jhin, because I think with the big front line that they have, Jhin can just sit in the back, pop his ultimate, and pick people off, especially the weaker of the lineup there. The Caitlyn could probably fall prey to his longer range damage. Yeah, definitely have to see. I'm interested to see how well this Tarek plays.
Yeah, I mean, the ult lasts for, was it 2 seconds?
2 or 3 seconds, yeah, I think.
2 or 3 seconds, yeah. So it gives them some time to react. I mean, oh yeah, let's not forget Kate traps as well. So could come up, both sides being even. But you think that we're going to see another invade?
I don't know if there would be as much of an invade this time. I don't know. We'd have to see. Obviously, there is a lot of potential for like the disables and the sleeps coming out of Northern Storm again. But I think if White Wolf is expecting it, not only might they ward a little bit better, but they also do have a lot of stuns on their own. I mean, Tarek can get some good stun moves there. Anivia's got her snowball. So I think more, rather than a question of is there going to be an invade, a better question is how is White Wolf going to prevent what happened last time from happening again?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we might see more roaming from the mid lane, not so much on the Zoe part, but on the Nivea. Coming bot lane, that could be something that, if they were to do that, I think both the Jhin and the Alistar would be hard pressed to react to. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jhin is not a very mobile character by any stretch of the imagination. So if Anivia comes down, throws up a wall in front of him, he's pretty much done, unless the Alistar is just working like a madman trying to save him.
Yeah, and Alistar does have an ult that reduces the damage by, was it 50, 70, then 90%? So, or 50, 60, 70. So, I mean, he could stay alive long enough. It's just if Jen, is able to, poke and move and kite long enough to stay alive. So
Yeah,
here we go.
we'll have to see as we move into the last game of the night: Wolf versus Storm, or Storm versus Wolf, I guess technically, because the sides have switched. Get our skin analysis. Ooh, got the Project Jin. Prehistoric. Oh, they got kind of a dinosaur theme going on in the going on there with Wolf. Prehistoric
Oh, yeah.
Anivia, Jurassic Cho'Gath. Not sure who has the edge there.
I would say prehistoric Anivia. She's either predates the extinction of the dinosaurs, whereas Cho doesn't.
Well, we will have to see how that works out. I'm not sure if we've seen the Project Jin in the game yet, so I'm excited to see that in action. A lot of emotes coming out. Looks like we are having an invade. White Wolf has successfully identified where the Nexus is. It's good information to have. You never know where that could be hiding.
Opposing sides of the maps. I don't think we're going to see any much action in the early game right now.
Oh, they were anticipating something.
Yeah. No, like we learned from last time, or at least Port Summer did. No, not Port Summer. Arcane Soda.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Looks like they just threw down a bunch of wards and now are moving back, and everyone else is kind of moving back too. All right, so some posturing. Nothing overly aggressive, but good information. Potential gathered by both teams, and of course that Caitlyn trap could end up playing into things later on Amumu's route.
Ooh, could see something here at blue buff.
Uh-oh. Going right into the void creatures. Oh, Kled actually, someone predicting it. Sleepy Cho. Cho in a little bit of trouble here, but Rex doing a lot of work there. Anivia tries to help out, misses the ice ball. So Rek'Sai doesn't take that much damage, but unfortunately still not on her route. So definitely going to be a little behind on that. Interesting to see how that plays out as we move forward. But yeah, really late now for both top and bot lane. Kled already at 4 CS. Or not bot lane, top and jungle. And Amumu is spied out, stealing. Cho actually teleporting to contest. Cho is going to be so far behind. Good flash there, big stun. Crazy team fight going on early. Looks like the Amumu does get picked off. Really good traps there by the Kate.
Ooh.
Jin flashes for it. Maybe not the best choice.
Ooh.
Dang, Cho goes down too. So the Cho actually, I guess, made the right call.
Yeah.
He triggered a team fight that ended up with a 3-0 lead there. Really good awareness by them by putting all those wards down early to make sure that they could spot that out.
Yeah. And, Max Chan, he did blow his exhaust rather early when no one was following up. But, I mean, overall, it seems to have paid off definitely in White Wolf's favor.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it continues to work out for them. With, of course, Cho is still relatively far behind, about 300 gold. The one assist helping him keep up a little bit, but not a lot. Kate is pretty low, but of course, since Jin got picked off, he is behind rather significantly. That being said, though, Kate got the first blood gold, but she hasn't gone back yet. So for the moment, other than the experience boost, the first blood doesn't really count for too much.
No, not really. I mean, she'll probably get BF the way she keeps farming.
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah. I mean, she'll get BF relatively soon and a little bit faster, but I just mean right now, if they want to try to make something happen, the gold lead isn't very much isn't in anyone's favor right now.
Yeah.
And
It looks like we have gank coming top lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. I don't think that Cho's pushed far enough. Plus, he does have a ward there, so as long as he's paying attention, he should be fine.
And Anivia is topside there too, so not Anivia, sorry, Rek'Sai.
Yeah, Rek'Sai's there to help out. Cho taking a lot of damage. Of course, he's 2 levels below the Kled. That's rough. Especially because he might be getting ganked here too. Yeah, ton of farm coming out. Amumu does get spotted, rotating down toward where the Anivia is. Anivia is taking a lot of damage from this too, though she's healing rather well. Kate finally goes back, picks up her BF sword and two control wards. Cho is now level 3, but he's getting dived. Or, if not drived, heavily pressured. He does wisely get tower aggro on that Amumu, who takes 2 very devastating tower shots. It's the danger of AoE auras, folks. Put that in your back pocket if you didn't know that already.
The blessing and a curse.
Alright, Zoe heading back now.
Not seeing too much vision yet, but with, you know, Fatley just got his trackers knifed, so we'll probably see once again more jungle invades, but, you know, Rek'Sai is also a really great champ when it comes to invading the enemy jungle, so.
Maybe they'll do what sometimes happens where you just own the other team's jungle for the whole game.
Yeah. Or probably stick to one side of the map with top side and the one spotlit side.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Amumu doing some nice nice ward coverage here. Cho going back finally. Only about half as much on the CS side. Still 400 gold down now. So Cho's slowly crawling his way back. Going heavy on the armor this time. So
Smart move.
Yeah, definitely learned his lesson after last game.
And yep, shaking on third, buying another Doran's blade as well as a little bit of magic resist to get that poke and sustain in lane. So
yeah, really good knock up there by the Alistar, and Amumu comes in as well. Doesn't get the pull on the Taric, but does get on a minion to get in there. Not dealing a lot of damage though, and it looks as though they're able to get out relatively easily. Jin wanted that last hit, and he does get it. Good awareness there by the Alistar to stay in the fight. Caitlyn goes back a little bit to keep herself alive. They're probably going to get this Alistar, and they do. Really good play, awareness, and coordination here coming out of White Wolf early on.
oh yeah, definitely sees the advantage this game. So let's see if they can keep up the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of that's going to really come down. I'm actually surprised that there haven't been more ganks in the top lane.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Cho has learned his lesson from what happened last time. Prowler's definitely hanging back, letting Shaken have his space. But I would think they would have especially wanted to try to take advantage. Blown redemption there. Up there in the top lane. Want to take advantage of the fact that this Cho is 2 levels down. And now almost, well, there's some taking advantage of right now. But Shaken's about to get ambushed here. Does throw his ult out. Ice Wall tries to stop him, but doesn't quite get it. It's those angles, man.
Almost got your wish of Kled running face first.
Almost did. Really close.
Still got time. Looks like Kokoro shoving the mid lane pretty well, trying to get that damage off mid turret. Can definitely say he's one of the few summoners in the LCUS who has a pretty good record of getting first blood tower when it comes to mid lane.
Well, we'll have to see. We've got a support and mid laner fight going on right now. Jin and Kate fighting as well. Kate does manage to get away thanks to her extra little bit of mobility there.
Ooh, a blow from flash blown top show.
Kate is at level 6. Jin needs a few more minions to get there. So once Jin gets that, I think that Kate will have to be a little more careful when it comes to those crazy engages she's been doing. But we'll have to see. Anivia is being a little bit of a stronger lane presence than Zoe might be hoping to see. And Jin does hit 6. Alright. So, definitely a lot of learning, I would say, coming out of White Wolf here. A lot of understanding, a lot better ward coverage, actually by both teams. Big shout out to how well they're throwing their wards out. But just not overcommitting to anything. A lot of just taking their time. They have the lead, they know it, and just waiting for something to come their way.
And if you looked, I mean, top lane with you know, White Wolf Gaming's Rex, the Rek'Sai. I mean, if you look at the tunnels, he definitely is a great Rek'Sai player because he's very easily able to move around the map using the tunnels to get from camp to camp. So
yeah, I mean that's basically just a underground railroad there for the Rek'Sai, which of course is as it should be. So she can get from bot to top, top to bot very easily, any particular lane that they want. And we will see how that helps them out with ganking here. I mean, Rek'Sai is really moving right now. I think they really want to try to lock down this Kled. Because I mean that's one of the real points of strength. That oh, really good double engage there. Root's down too. Jin is real alt almost lands down. Alt does, so we have invincibility now. Kate falls back. Kled tries to use his ult to escape. Doesn't quite work out for him, and he's probably going to go down here. Yep. All right, so we get that excellent gank there by the Rek'Sai. Alistar is probably going to go down too. Maybe not. Nope, maybe so. No, a lot of damage coming out here. Kate's in a lot of trouble. Jin, if I know Jin, he does have the mana for it, so... Oh no, he doesn't have the mana for it.
no,
Almost, though. Very, very close.
got a party in bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, really good engages all around. They haven't been able to manage to get any kills yet, but all of the engages have been really scary coming out of Northern Storm. Every time I see an engage bot, I'm like, well, they're definitely going to get this. But thanks to Tarek's both CC abilities and his ability to secure that invincibility, they were able to stay alive. And poor Kled getting picked off, of course, is now slightly narrowing the gold deficit, though he is still ahead by about 500 gold thanks to all of that CF. Nivea quietly waiting. Sleepy bird. Ooh. Zoe's damage is starting to ramp up. Takes about half health off that Anivia. So Anivia's got to start looking out for that. Yeah, Anivia does blow cleanse just to stop from being sleeped again. Good stun coming out. Ooh, big damage there too. But Anivia's in a lot of trouble. 84 health. Does throw out that wall. Zoe burns her own flash to get out of there. Snipe!
Oh!
Good rotation there. Once again, we're seeing a lot of really good rotations today.
Oh yeah.
And White Wolf manages to pull further ahead, now at a 3k gold lead. Good 3-man ult there by the Amumu. Might be able to get something out of it too. Anivia's really low, and here comes the Jin ult. Good body blocks there by the Tarek though, keeping the Anivia alive. Alright, Jin is here though, so Anivia probably wants to leave. And she does. Top lane is definitely nice to see the Cho doing okay, actually earning his presence this time. He's caught up in levels.
Yeah.
Obviously still behind in gold, but just the simple fact that he's not getting chased out of lane every single time he gets in there must feel really good for Prowler.
I think I think his item pick this time is definitely the right choice that he made compared to last game. So
Yeah,
you can see a monstrosity late game.
yeah, layering on that armor, going for the AP later. Does rotate down, but gets spotted pretty easily here. We will have to see how that works out. Bot lane Jhin is pushing pretty hard for a turret. Rek'Sai is going to go in on him though, or thinking about going in on him at least. Rotation's coming back down. Whole team's rotating, leaving top tower really exposed. Kled's going to get first tower, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Kled's going to get first tower, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how White Wolf responds to this. They're losing objectives again to Kled. Probably don't want that much of a flashback. Zoe puts Rek'Sai to sleep. They did pull the dragon out, but it looks like no one actually wants this anymore. Yeah, everyone just kind of falls back.
What do you think, in your opinion, is the best dragons to have?
Well, I'm really not a big fan of Earth. I'm more of a Ocean and Inferno myself. Obviously, Cloud has its place, but I think just, especially early game, if you can get your hands on an Ocean or an Inferno, you can get a lot done. Good wall there by the Anivia. But Zoe does manage to turn it around, get the first kill there for Northern Storm. Probably more than that, actually. Good flash there by the Taric, trying to keep him alive. Wow.
Great job by Fat Lee with that flash Q.
Yeah. Taric gets picked off, too.
Kokoro gets another kill. Oh!
Yeah, alright.
Sniped.
Yeah, good job there by Northern Storm to get on the board. Caitlyn trying to make sure she doesn't get picked off as well, but she's back under turret. Should be okay for a second, though it looks as though... Not when Anivia's here. She should be fine. We'll have to see if Anivia's willing to stick around for this. Looks like she is, but again, the question is at what cost? Kled is now pushing really hard in the mid lane. Rek'Sai shows up. It's a little bit of damage off there. Doesn't really deal a lot of significant damage to the Kled, though.
Yeah.
They do spot the Cho rotating, or at least anticipate the Cho rotating.
Well, we only got 3 more minutes. Ooh. Engage.
Yeah, Anivia gets knocked up, but she manages to fly out of there.
Definitely Alistair won that match.
Ooh, and she hits with the sleep. Hits cleanse again to survive. Taric's here trying to make something happen with the stun. Doesn't quite make it happen. Fatley misses his binding. Cho falls asleep. And getting some Devours out there. Cho is at 6 stacks right now for those playing it.
Definitely a performance upgrade compared to where he was last game. I think he was at 1 or 2 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We were
And also died 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But there also haven't really been that many ganks in the top lane overall. I think there was just like that one major one from the Rek'Sai and then a little bit of harassment from Amumu. But we'll have to see as the game progresses on here. Gold lead is even now thanks to the turret claimed by the Kled. Alistar's going through cleaning up all the wards. So reclaiming that river vision, or at least denying it. Anivia in a little bit of trouble here, more than a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that damage coming out of...
Yeah, Zoe has absolutely insane damage.
Yeah.
And really reminding White Wolf they're not out of the woods yet. Yeah, everyone's getting a huge amount of damage. I think the entire team really needs to start thinking about magic resistance or something.
Yeah. I mean, Kate's ahead with, 4 kills, so that really puts her in a good position and really get that power boost when she gets... I don't know if she's gonna go rapid fire or static shift. So.
Yeah, but I mean, as good as the position as Kate's in, it really doesn't help if she can't get anything done against the Zoe. because, I mean, Zoe just went in on her, and of course, Amumu was here to help. A lot of flashes used there.
Oh,
Yeah.
flash from Caitlyn, but the Oceanic Abyss says not today. Ooh, great heal. Man, that play bot lane.
Yeah, Port Swimmer locking that down pretty well. And it's interesting to watch Cloud, or Storm rather, crawl back into this.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, they're not just crawling; they're biting and kicking and drawing blood as they're doing it. But I mean, they've been doing a really good job with that, considering how dominating of a performance White Wolf had early. And I think the momentum is definitely on their side right now. The big thing, of course, is just seeing where White Wolf goes from here. I mean, getting a pick on the Zoe would be great, obviously. Or just an answer for the Zoe in general. Good wall there, that could be a good start for it. Stun misses, though, unfortunately. And now Kled has run right in on the Anivia. Anivia manages to create some distance. And no smell part to help Tarek as well. Yeah, lot of rotations here from both teams now. Always really great to see that. Not a lot of slip pushing going on, just a lot of team stuff. They do manage to hit the Jhin pretty convincingly here, but Jhin turns around with a root. Alistar is really looking to make something happen, but Cat throws down 3 traps and says not today. Oh, here goes that all. Good job by the Cho to get that Devour on. Cho, big, invincible, and angry. A lot of knockups. Zoe really low. Doesn't die, though. 47 hit points. Cho's still at 7 stacks. Though one of them is, a couple of them are other things there. Good job taking that turret out. Definitely have to fall back now for both teams.
Who do you think won that engage?
I would say that it was definitely White Wolf there, because they did get a pick and a turret out of it. Obviously, Cho going down here makes it a little bit worse for him. Anivia going down here would make it even worse. But I mean, they got an objective, their first objective of the match. They got a kill out of it, and they could have gotten a couple more with a little better placement of abilities. So I think that was definitely a White Wolf's advantage, even if Cho got picked off at the end. Yeah, we'll have to see. Zoe is still, of course, just an absolute monster right now. Someone they definitely... I mean, that wasn't even a direct hit, and that took out half of Caitlyn's health.
I know, like...
Yep, there it goes again. Complain about Lux's laser, at least that's only like every 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I wish they actually... Can you see the cooldown reduction on them? No, it does not show it. Well, that's a pain in the butt.
For what, damage dealt, or how much damage the spell does?
No, seeing what the what her CDR is right now, like a 40% cooldown reduction on Zoe would be a nightmare. Can't wait to see someone play her in Earth.
I mean, I'm seeing she's got 3.75 second cooldown on her little star ability, from what I saw. I mean, I don't see what her exact CDR number is, but just the fact that it's under 4 seconds every time to cast something that takes out half of a champion's health is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Alistar's probably getting picked off here, we'll have to see. Jhin may be trying to counter it, but they do protect Anivia pretty well. And they do manage to snag that Alistar. Looks like they're anticipating people coming to try to avenge him. But I mean, just huge damage coming out of both Jhin and Zoe.
But Kled top lane once again, is hammering away at those towers.
Yeah, Kled top lane. That's really unfortunate that they weren't able to find more of an answer. Of course, split pushing is always difficult, right? It's always hard to know the best way to deal with that. And Cho is definitely you know, has the presence to do it. It's just that he has to. His teleport only lasts for so long, right? Only gets so many miles out of that before you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
And by that I mean every 300 seconds. So we'll have to see how they keep doing that. Looks like Kled is... No, not Kled. Zoe, who stole teleport, teleports in. Tarek takes a lot of roots there. Alistar setting up some wards. Just keeping some of that awareness. Kled is now pushing bot lane, so Cho dutifully goes to deal with that.
There's that wave clear we talked about early game with Anivia.
Yeah, I don't know. Watching these team fights and this split pushing happen, it's hard to not feel kind of disheartened if you're White Wolf, I think. Just because all that damage, and I mean they did get a pick there, so that's really good. Getting the Alistar again, who has now died 5 times. But I mean, you got the split pushing from the Kled, you got the huge damage from the Zoe. How do you think they can come back from this at least moral disadvantage, or morale disadvantage, if not positional disadvantage?
I think they just need to get a really good pick, you know? Get one person who's fed out of position, and then just steamroll from there, but... Ooh. Oh, and just then he gets his dragon back.
Yeah. Zoe also did a really good pick off there on the Caitlyn, just using her star to do what she does best and chunk people.
Kled single-handedly 1v2ing by himself.
Yeah, and as you can see from that hit point bar, that was very close. Props to the Dino to come back when he does. So yeah, we'll have to see. 2K gold lead. So again, on paper, not that huge. If we check out who has the lead in the gold, Kate actually is doing pretty well. She's the first champion to break 10,000. Jin is getting there, and Kled is actually going to be the one to break it first, thanks to all the objective farming he's been doing.
Oh yeah, and most farming gain at 220. Going back real quick to the clearing waves. I mean, with the Nivea, you've got that, but right now you've got Caitlyn coming up on static shiv with a rapid fire. It's gonna be really difficult, I think, for Northern Gaming to actually start shoving lanes now with that wave clear with these 2 champs. So
yeah, we'll definitely have to see how both the wave clear and just the overall momentum of this game goes, because I think it swung maybe a little bit back to Wolf there, just a little bit, and then of course Northern Storm managed to get the good Kled play. They're able to get a second turret here though, assuming Kled doesn't shut it all down, and he doesn't. Ooh, stun and a wall there. That's good.
Base first.
Misses the second stun though. I don't think he actually blew ult there, so not quite face first. But they do get the turret, and they do manage to get out. All good things. Well, maybe not. This Tarek's in trouble. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that damage.
It's absolutely insane. Zoe's still chasing. Stun misses. Get out of there. Where's Kled? Where's Kled? Oh, Kled's
hot.
Yeah, Kled's over here chasing the poor Cho again. Jin's the one doing the split pushing now. Cho is managing to... It is to be noted, he managed to survive for a good long time there.
Yeah, definitely.
So that might be what they kind of need to do. They need to get the Cho in front of the Zoe and just have him eat every single attack she throws out, especially because he's got that good magic resist.
Definitely. He's like their strongest frontline now, with the exception of Tarek and his ult, so...
Yeah, going for the Baron here. Whole team is part of it, so we'll have to see. That Alistar gets really low, and Baron does go down. So now, yep. So now Zoe just deletes fools. Doesn't even. You blink and you miss it.
Who decided to give a child so much power? Why is they responsible?
I don't know. Someone at Riot Games, I guess. Yeah, so we will just have to see. I mean, we're definitely getting an idea as to why Zoe was getting banned earlier. If only because of power level. But, you know, obviously Korkuro's using her very well.
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing that's interesting is Max Sharon has Zeke's Convergence. I've never really honestly seen this item tool used in game before, so, or even noticed it in this game until just now, so.
Yeah, well, the magic resist is definitely helpful. Rek'Sai getting angry. Managed to take that Kled out finally. So second kill there on the Kled after his first kill rather early. No one's really been a huge breakout here. I mean, obviously the Kate's got a lot of kills. But compared to Zoe's damage output, what is a lot of kills, you know? It's leaving a Zoe alone in a room with a bunch of squishy people for a few minutes.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Good knockup
kill.
there, though. This could be the engage that they really wanted here. Yeah. I mean, they've taken out 3 kills to none relatively quickly here. We'll have to see how they do take advantage of it. They are pushing now hard down the mid lane. Alistar's a little out of position, but he's dutifully making his way over there. Zoe goes back to heal and is now coming back up. I think as long as they just get this tower and get out, don't get overly excited. Granted, they do have 20 seconds, but with the damage Zoe has, yeah, just backing off is probably best. Third Cloud Drake will be the next dragon up. So we'll have to see how that works out. Game relatively even, relatively equal there. And objectives more or less equal too, though of course Northern Storm does have those 2 dragons. So yeah, I mean, if they get a couple, if White Wolf gets a couple more of those kinds of fights where they go 3 for 1, 3 for 0, they could definitely take this game back and win, even if Zoe isn't one of the ones that gets taken out. Because while Zoe may be incredibly powerful, she can't, well, at least not yet.
1v5.
Yeah, can't 1v5 yet. That being said, Baron buff is still a thing, and they managed to take down a turret. Cho does a nice flash in there. Looks like they're going to get the Alistar again. Kled goes back in. Good ult there from the Amumu. Ice Wall thrown up to keep the Zoe out. Who's still in there? Amumu is still in there. Amumu is out. Going after the Zoe. Snipe going in on the Zoe. Does shield herself. Alright, so that was a 2 for 3 and a turret. More than that now. Ooh.
Ooh, cancel it too quick.
Yeah,
oh.
and Kled, meanwhile in the top lane again. So while White Wolf did manage to do really well in that fight, Kled does clean up the top lane pretty effectively. Good job getting that Zoe there by Arcane Soda. And they should be able to get this turret. It's going to be close. Alistar. Ooh, good wall. Alistar does flash out. Kled's here. No wall this time. Tries to flash. Doesn't get it. Kled cleans house. Taking advantage of that huge farm he's got. Anivia might find herself in a lot of trouble here. She should probably fall back. Oh, Kled also now has the Guardian Angel. Alright. Looks like White Wolf does get... Oh no, Jhin steals it.
Oh.
So close. Good steal there by the Jhin. Of course, taking advantage of his long range. And it looks like this fight's going to start falling apart. Jhin tries to pick off the Rek'Sai, but doesn't manage it. Anivia is now caught off all by herself. Not sure why she's pinging there. Oh yeah, Moo's got her.
2 skill shots miss.
Fighting in her... in there, probably not the smartest thing to do. Winion Wave does show up though. While that fight's going on though, we got a big fight going on up in here. Poor Caitlyn's gonna get picked off pretty easily.
Used the QSS, but just wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Mumu's still chasing out Anivia.
Poor Anivia's getting chased down while her base is just getting obliterated. Looks like
Just
she,
wants a hug.
yeah, it looked like she may be able to get out of there finally, but there's not going to be a base left for her to return home to. And Amumu catches her anyway. This may close out the game, but I mean, once again, really good job by White Wolf. And Zoe's power level might have just been a little bit too much.
At least over 9,000.
Yeah, and Cled's pushing abilities, Zoe's power, really just locked this game out. So yeah, pretty great games overall today.
Oh,
Really nice to see. Also, once again, a couple of sweeps. A lot of sweeps, in fact. And so we do have new standings here. Let me pull them up really quick here for you folks. Alright, Northern Storm won both of their games. Alright. 1 second here. 1 second. Alright, so the new standings, which will update before your eyes, are somewhere. What the hell? Oh, here we go. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Alright.
Are we going to do an interview after this game?
Yes, we are also. We're working on an interview as well.
Alright.
So the standings that we have here, Northern Storm, of course, after that dominant performance, has now heavily secured their position at the top of the board. Triple Strike, after beating Hardcore Campers, has managed to secure second place. And Take the Lantern has moved from the bottom of the brackets to third place. Hardcore Campers fourth. White Wolf Gaming's fifth, and Brew City Brawlers, unfortunately, is still down there at the bottom, moving to sixth after losing to Take the Lantern. Looks as though we will be interviewing Corcoro for this, our fun time Zoe player. Maybe get some idea about what they think about Zoe's damage output, so we'll jump into that right now. Hey Corcoro, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good.
Alright, glad to hear it. So, right off the bat, what are your thoughts on Zoe's damage output?
Oh, Zoe. I think she, honestly, not just because I main her more or less now, but like I think her damage is entirely fair. Especially like if you look at any assassin or any burst mage, it's just like if you got caught, like you can't blame them for doing the damage.
Sure. I think it might, for some people, it might just come out more of a question of the range possibilities. Because, I mean, obviously she does have that the fun ability to really extend the range of her missiles, which deals a lot of the damage. But, you know, good to get the unbiased opinion of a Zoe main. How did you feel? How'd you feel getting to play her for the first time in the LCUS here?
I was shocked that she made it through, honestly, because like I don't know, when we were first going through it, and we saw the first three bans, I actually forgot about our Udyr. Like I know Lee is really good with Udyr, but like we weren't even talking about Udyr. It's like, oh yeah, like that's someone they banned too. So when Zoe got through, they were like, yeah, just grab Zoe. They're like, okay.
And what did you think about getting the Kled both times as well? Was that split pushing just immediately part of the plan there, or did that just develop because of how strong Shaken was up there?
First time through, it was somewhat of the plan. I think we were just like hesitant to do anything with that Evelyn run around and getting rid of all of our pink wards. So I think we wanted to do that first game more than we did the second game. Second game, I think, just turned out that way. But both games, either way, he did a great job splitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. How about you, Alonso? You want to get on this?
Yeah. Did you guys do anything different compared from your second game as to your first, or you guys basically seem to have the strategy of like, hey, we're just gonna run down mid lane, and if you don't like it, too bad?
I mean, differences between first and second game. Second game, we got, I think all of us in our own way got a little bit more tilted, just because like things were a little hectic and it was just some miscommunications here and there, but like those things happen. We didn't deliberately. I think our team is pretty good at picking comps that can go either way with splitting or team fighting. So like if we need to team fight, I think we were pretty decent with it. Although if the situation comes up where we need to split, we usually have a couple people who can do that well, while the rest of us hold a lane against the other 5.
Yeah. So was your strategy basically telling just, shaking out Sturd, hey, just keep going down top lane, taking out objectives while you can, while we keep them busy? Because your comp is great enough that you could almost fight a 4v5 and come out on top usually, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think it turned out that way a couple of times where he was like, should I TP in or should I come down? Then like by the time he asked that, someone on their team would die and it's like, oh no, I guess you guys got it. And it's like, yeah, like just keep pushing. Like first game, I know there was one instance where like I think we actually like 4v5 them and came out on top and got the dragon, but then our top lane was also pushing up to like the inhibitor. So like he definitely knew what to he knew what he was looking for, where if we needed help or not. And
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely did seem that way. There was a lot of really good. I mean, like you said, there might have been some miscues there in the second game, but I think you guys really did manage to pull it out and come back. And despite the things on the scoreboard said, when the fights actually came down, you guys were all very dominant.
yeah, that second game, I don't know why we were starting the way we started, but like that second game started really sloppy, and I think the rest of the game was too. But we kind of got our act together, I think. But
Yeah, that poke definitely came down. And I'm just gonna guess right now that I don't think anyone else is gonna let you pick Zoe, at least until she gets nerfed.
I mean, like probably.
I'm just saying, I mean,
Yeah, no, you're right. Like
That's gotta sting.
no, definitely got sting. The half map snipes with my Q they can be kind of cumbersome, but like I think when people kind of get the idea of just like not be around walls when they're going against a Zoe, I think they can probably counter her eventually over time and people get used to her. But
and I mean, I think White Wolf did manage to get some idea. If nothing else, it was just put Cho in front so he tanks all your shots.
yeah,
But by that point, of course, other characters were waking up at that point also.
hmm
But yeah, great set of games. Great talking to you. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to watching the rest of your games in the series.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, so that then wraps up this week of the LCUS games. We will be taking a 2-week sort of mini break, not playing games on Sundays in reference to the holidays, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. We will be doing, as they said, gym class feeders Wednesday games. Fun games like that, as Sig Tao was saying, so feel free to check those out if you're interested in just seeing people mess around in different game modes. And the next official week of the LCUS will be on the 7th of January 2018. I hope to see you all then. You get last word, Alonzi. Alonzi?
Sorry, say that again, you cut out.
You get last word.
Oh, last word. Great games by everybody tonight. Like you said, 2-week hiatus, but we'll be back. Interesting to see how things will play out on top. If Northern Storm will keep steamrolling like they have been, and maybe someone will be able to topple them. But till then, it's been a great night.
Yeah. All right, everyone have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.